this matchup, ACC rivalry game, being here in Charlottesville for the first time?
Or the game day being here? I've been here a lot of times.
I know you've been here a lot.
I think it's going to be a terrific game. It's kind of interesting to me because when I look at Virginia, I look at, they have kind of a game plan for how to play against anyone. They control the tempo and the rhythm of the game with their offense and their defense. The tempo, obviously, by dictating the shot they're going to get, and the defense by making it hard for you to get an easy shot. They take you out of transition, so you're not going to get any baskets there. They keep you off the offensive glass. You're not going to get easy baskets there. And they don't turn it over, so you get no live ball turnovers. So basically, you're going to have to play against their set defense for 20 minutes. And I think the big question is going to be, defensively for Duke, will they have the discipline to defend the clock against Virginia? And then offensively, will they have the patience and the toughness to get the ball where they want and then handle the big doubles? Because they're going to try to play through Okafor, and by playing through Okafor, they're going to have to deal with those big doubles. How are they going to deal with that? They've struggled with that probably a little more than I would have expected. Okafor's a very good passer, but the action around the post pass, the dive, the fill, the spacing, it's got to be good to play against this defense.
Just, UVA being at this point.
Really? Is that where we are?
This being a milestone, obviously, you guys being here this weekend, everything that's going to be going on tomorrow. Are you at all surprised, given what you saw in your time in the ACC, at where this program is now?
No, I mean, I was here in '84 when Terry Holland brought, post Ralph Sampson to the Final Four. So, I mean, when you talk about it, this place always had great passion and energy for basketball from the days when Terry did just a terrific job here to, Tony's done a great job. I think the thing that impresses me the most is how, Charlottesville's always had great fans. Virginia's always had great fans. The students had great ownership. The alumni have had great ownership. But how they've embraced their system of play and how they really are kind of part of the solution. And not everyone would embrace it, but I think it's part of the culture, and it's part of the culture that Tony's been able to create, not by selling it, just by creating it, by getting everyone to buy in for this is who we are and how we win. And Charlottesville's a great destination for a game day. I mean, you think about it, fantastic facility, great campus, great ownership. It's kind of a destination. I would think that the uniqueness of bringing it here for the first time will create a great energy, and what that does is create a great synergy between us and the show and the people in the stands. But in the end, that atmosphere also aids to the show that people see on television. So I think it's a natural place to be. They have a terrific basketball team. They're fun to watch. And I think the interesting thing to me is that they're not a cookie cutter team. You think about it, they don't play like everyone else, offensively and defensively, which I think is kind of fun because now we're going to get a chance to educate the viewers on, this is a different way you can win. You don't need 8 and 9 McDonald's All-Americans. You don't have to set a ball screen at the end of every play. You can win differently, and you can win within your own personality. And I think that's going to be fun.
Seth, you seem to really enjoy your time off the court. You sound really smart, relaxed.
Well, I wasn't smart when I was coaching.
No, I love it.
Thanks, I appreciate that. It's good to be here.
My question is, do you ever see a point where you would be wanting to go back?
I'm going to tell you that right now. For sure. I'm going to break it right here. I'm very fortunate. I don't take for granted the opportunity that ESPN's been able to give me. And it's been a lot of fun. I work with great people. It's great to work in an organization where everyone is pulling in the same direction and everyone is passionate about what they're doing. You never say never, because I don't think that's the right thing to do, because you kind of end up looking foolish if something happens. But I'm in a good place right now, and I'm very comfortable with what I'm doing, and it's been a lot of fun.
So how do you see this?
Undefeated the last 2.5 years.
How do you see this game playing out on Saturday night?
I think it's first to 60 probably wins. I think that Duke's how disciplined they're going to be defensively. Can they defend at the end of the clock and maintain the defensive intensity? Because I think that's something they've struggled with. The matchup that I'm interested to see is if Duke plays man-to-man, Cook and Brogdon. I look for Virginia to post up Brogdon some, and then on the other hand for Virginia, how they're going to defend Okafor. You got to defend him early. You got to get the ball out of his hands. How you're going to play off of that. To me, I just think when I look at this Virginia team, they don't beat themselves. You've got to beat them. You're going to have to make shots. You're going to have to take care of the ball. You're going to have to find a way to get some easy baskets. And it'll be interesting to see if Duke can do those things. Now, I know you want me to pick, but I can't pick till tomorrow.
That's all right.
That's the whole idea about it, pick them at the end of the show.
So going off what you just said about how Virginia chooses to defend Okafor, and that Notre Dame game earlier this week, Notre Dame was allowing Okafor to get into the paint, but they were still successful on the other end.
Yeah, because they make every shot.
Yeah.
I mean, when you make every shot, it's pretty easy. You can't let Okafor catch it deep. I mean, that's the thing. You can't let him catch it with 1 foot in the lane. If you can defend Okafor early and get him one step off the lane, now what happens is, one, if you decide to go big to big double, he's further away from the basket. But you can also scrape down and dig the ball out from your guards. So, if you defend Okafor late and he gets in the lane, he's a load. He's hard to deal with. If you can get him one step off the lane, now all of a sudden all your rotations are shorter. You can give a little help off the ball side, and then if you do double him, the pass coming out is going to be a little longer, right? So you can arrive on a catch and take away that skip pass, quick jump shot. So, the thing is defending Okafor for 40 minutes. You can defend him well 2 or 3 possessions. Can you maintain that intensity for 40 minutes? And I think the other thing, how the game's going to be officiated. Because you're going to have to be pretty physical with him. He's a big-bodied kid. Now, he'll bang, but he'll also put the ball on the floor. When you put the ball on the floor against that big double, a lot of times it ends up a turnover. I know, I've experienced it.
You've also has a lot of experience, but what does a guy like Shea kind of bring to them this year?
I love Shea. He's just, I just like his energy. I think he brings another guy, gives him depth, he gives him great energy. He can get it going and make shots. I don't know, they call him Shea Rock or something now. That's what they're saying out there. He's a big-bodied, long-armed kid that has a bounce to him and electricity to him. And from just watching him on tape and watching him here, he's not afraid of a whole lot. That dude is just balling, which is good when you're coming off the bench, to have a guy that just is playing with a lot of passion, a lot of energy, a lot of confidence.
You've seen a lot of hostile environments as a coach. How is it different, if at all, maybe a little bit, I don't know. How is it different sitting in the seat that you're now in, if at all?
Oh, are you kidding me? They love me. No, I see, the word fan is short for fanatic. So basically, they're all crazy. You just understand that they're all nuts, and they're having fun. This is like their moment. We try to have fun with the fans. In the years past when I coach, I probably didn't have a lot of fun with the fans. But, in my new role, I take selfies, I tweet stuff out. I talk to phony Tony Bennett. I do it all. I got it all covered. So it's all good.
Seth, you were
How come you guys can't get phony Tony Bennett a ticket to the game? Seriously, it's unbelievable. One of you guys should be up to get that done.
Seth, a few years ago, Duke came to Virginia Tech for game day. Just what was going through your head in that moment, and what do you think Tony Bennett's going to be thinking kind of in this hyped environment?
Tony's a lot smarter than me, so he's probably a lot more going through his mind than I did. But no, I think their approach and our approach can be very similar. I think in this environment, game day is a show. He's got a game to coach. He's got a team prepared. We were fortunate. That game was a 9 o'clock game, so the show was over at noon, and I actually had our guys leave at 11, and we came back. We actually moved our shoot-around time back later so they could get away from all the chaos, because the show doesn't help you win. It's a full-day infomercial for your university, for your program, but in the end, at 9 o'clock when that ball goes up, you got to be ready to play. And you can't exhaust yourself in the morning and think at the end of the show, well, that's it, because that's just the beginning. So I think that they do a great job of compartmentalizing things and staying focused and controlling their controllables. They know what they have to do. It's the great thing about what Tony does. They're the same no matter what. They are who they are. They're very comfortable in who they are. They know who they are. They know how they're going to win. They know their roles. They know what they need to do. So I have no doubt they'll be locked in. For us, that was a magical moment for us. Unfortunately, for the one time in his whole life, Dick Vitale was wrong. He told me to get my dancing shoes. They're still in the closet.
Tony Bennett, Phony Bennett, who are you taking in the matchup?
Oh, no. I tell you, that guy is a funny dude now. I'll tell you what. He is really funny. When he started tweeting at me, the funniest thing is, I know you Virginia people, you first-year students, third-year guys. And, you know, I understand that. You know, this is not a campus. I understand that, but like some people actually thought I thought that was really Tony. So I really question the total overall intelligence of some of your first-year students, but I really did understand the difference between phony Tony Bennett and like the Tony that I would text back and forth with. So give me a little bit more credit. I know you guys thought I graduated from Virginia Tech. I actually graduated from Fairleigh Dickinson.